Vimal Kejriwal, the MD and CEO at KEC International. Vimal, morning. What drove your revenues and in Q3 and how come profits have been completely flat?
So if you look at the numbers, our EBITDA has actually gone up from 10.2 to 10.6, but the villain has been the interest cost, which shot up by almost 50%. So from 2.3% last year to 3.2% this quarter. So I think the basic reason has been there has been a lot of pressure on the payable side. With the liquidity crunch in the market, we have been forced to pay a lot of money to many of our MSME and other vendors. It's not an issue on the collection side, it's more on the payment side, number one. And secondly, we had a change in our mix of borrowing because of some issues which was there in the market on the foreign currency borrowings, etc. And our rupee borrowings went up, so the interest cost went up, which now we have taken action. So hopefully in Q4 our interest cost should be back to our normal numbers.
Because the cost of borrowing has not come down, and if one looks at the trends which are there in the US market, I mean the bond yields are not going to go back to sub 2%.
So what's happening with us is that we have got some very large euro contracts also. So we have shifted some of our borrowings to euro, number one. Number two, what's happening is that we had some large monies which are now getting due in Saudi. In fact, post the result announcement, we did get a large amount from Saudi. So we do expect two things. One is the interest cost to go down slightly, and second is that our overall borrowing should come back to our normal levels.
Margins have seen a marginal pickup, but how do you see the margin trajectory? Will reduction in operating expenses keep margin growth steady, or are you worried about the volatility in the currency hurting margins in the very near term?
So the currencies for us, at least in the last 3 quarters, has been positive. As far as the margins is concerned, we are in and around 10.5%, and we do expect that we will be able to retain that margin for Q4 and also hopefully for the next year also.
Some payment delays, is this just a 1 quarter phenomenon? Because the crunch which was there in the market has not recovered fully. I'm looking at what NBFCs are telling us, and they continue to tell us that there is a liquidity crunch. If that is the situation, then the problem of receivables and problems of delayed payment will be there in this quarter also.
No, Nikunj, what I had said was not a payment delay from our clients. Our DSO days are more or less at the same levels, maybe 1 or 2 days here and there. The problem has been more on our payable side, where our vendors and all have been facing a crunch, and we have been sort of financially supporting them. So which is the DPOs are going down rather than the DSOs going up.
Thank you for that. Now, what is your experience typically when we are nearing an election cycle? Will it be business as usual, or there would be some imbalances here and there? It could be delay of order, it could be delay of payment, because suddenly the system gets into a freeze mode or a wait and watch mode. What is your experience?
So if you look at the timing, till March, we do expect a lot of payments to come. Because normally we have seen that state electricity boards and all others have their own cash budgets, and they don't disperse fully throughout the year. When the last 2 months come in, they start dispersing a lot of money. So till March, we do expect a lot of cash inflows to come in, which is why we are also positive on our interest cost. On the order intake, I think the problem what we have been seeing of late has been is that once the code of conduct is announced, everyone just clamps down and does not give a single order. Although there is no specific ban, but the general practice has been is that you go to the election commission and take approvals for issuing order, which nobody wants to do. So the problem what we are foreseeing is post February 28th or whatever day the code of conduct comes in, the orders will get frozen at least for 2 to 3 months till the new government comes in, etc. So that's going to be a slight issue. The worry which we have is that we have quoted a lot of tenders, and we are not very sure whether they will be whether they will be opened and awarded. Although some of the clients are saying that we will open and award them. If these awards get delayed beyond, let's say, 28th February, then there could be an impact on the, order intake from the election point of view. The other issue is on the execution, where it's actually the reverse. Because of elections happening, there's a lot of pressure which comes in on, various states to, perform more. So I think that would be good on the revenue side.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks very much for joining us, Mr. Kejriwal, and giving us those details. We wish you the very best for the future.
Thank you for having me.